Welcome to Black Genius, the channel that brings back to life the forgotten stories of black inventors and scientists who changed the world. Talent, courage, creativity. Hear their voices live again, and you're part of this journey. Are you ready, guys? Enjoying these stories? Subscribe, like, and share to keep these voices alive. Garrett Augustus Morgan was not just an inventor. He was a visionary, a man born in 1877 in the deep shadow of slavery in Kentucky, a time and place where the world offered very little to black men and women. And yet, out of poverty, discrimination, and countless obstacles, Morgan rose to leave a mark on history that continues to save lives every single day. His story begins humbly. The son of former slaves, he grew up working on a farm. Education was limited, opportunities almost non-existent. But Garrett carried within him a determination that no law, no prejudice, and no barrier could extinguish. As a teenager, he moved to Cleveland, Ohio, seeking a future beyond what society had written for him. He had little money, little formal schooling, but he had an endless curiosity. He wanted to know how things worked, how machines moved, how fabrics reacted, how ideas could be turned into something real. Morgan's first steps as an inventor came in the textile industry. He experimented with sewing machines, with fabric treatments, and one day, while working with chemicals, he created something unexpected, a hair straightening cream. That discovery turned into a business, giving him financial stability and recognition. But Morgan's mind was never limited to beauty or fashion. He wanted to create things that could protect lives. In 1914, Garrett Morgan patented one of his greatest contributions to humanity, the safety hood, a precursor of the modern gas mask. Imagine the time. Factories were booming, industrial accidents were common, and firemen often faced deadly smoke without any real protection. Morgan's invention filtered smoke and allowed people to breathe in dangerous environments. Many laughed at the idea, doubting that a black man could invent something so revolutionary. But Morgan's courage to prove his work silenced the doubters. In 1916, the opportunity to demonstrate his invention arrived in the most dramatic way. A tunnel under Lake Erie had collapsed, trapping workers underground in poisonous fumes. Rescue teams failed, lives were at stake. Garrett Morgan, along with his brother, put on his safety hoods and went down into that darkness. They saved lives. They carried out men who would have surely died. Newspapers reported the story, and only then did many realize the genius and bravery of Morgan. His invention would later be used by firefighters, by soldiers in World War I, and by countless industries worldwide. But Morgan was not finished. He looked at the streets of Cleveland, at the chaos of growing traffic, and he saw danger. Accidents were frequent. People lost their lives crossing roads. He asked himself, how can I make the streets safer? In 1923, he patented the three-position traffic signal. Before his design, traffic signals only said stop and go. Morgan added a crucial third step, a warning, what we now know as caution or yellow. This simple but brilliant idea prevented accidents and gave drivers and pedestrians time to react. Today, across the entire world, every time a traffic light turns yellow, we are seeing Garrett Morgan's vision in action. He may be gone, but his invention continues to protect millions every day. Yet, despite all his contributions, Garrett Morgan lived in a society that often refused to recognize him fully. Many companies would only buy his inventions if his race remained hidden. Sometimes he even hired white actors to pretend they were the inventors, just so his work could be accepted. This was the painful reality of being a black genius in early 20th century America. His talent was undeniable, but his skin color was, for many, unacceptable. And that is one of the deepest injustices of his story. Garrett Morgan was more than his inventions. He was a businessman, a community leader, an activist for civil rights. He founded organizations to support African Americans. He created a newspaper to give his community a voice, and he worked tirelessly to open doors for others who came after him. When he passed away in 1963 at the age of 86, the world was just beginning to understand the full weight of his contributions. His name is not as famous as Edison or Ford, yet his legacy is just as vital. His traffic signal guides us safely through intersections. His safety hood saved workers, firefighters, and soldiers. His courage during the Lake Erie rescue showed that true heroism is not measured by fame, but by the willingness to risk everything for others. Today, when we stop at a yellow light, when we breathe safely in dangerous environments, we are reminded, knowingly or not, of Garrett Morgan. He was a black inventor, a dreamer, a protector of human life. And though America often failed to honor him as he deserved, history remembers, and so should we. Garrett Morgan's life is not just the story of one man. It is the story of resilience against oppression, of brilliance rising through prejudice, of a legacy that proves that genius knows no color. Thank you for watching. Stay with us for more stories that deserve to be remembered, where the talent and courage of great black inventors come to life.